Yeah, definitely.
Well, probably fairly often.
Intentionally, not really. It just happens to hijack my experience.
I encounter them in my daily life.
A little bit more, maybe, yes, yeah.
Nah. What? I would say no.
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 I used to in my early 20s, but not so much now that I'm nearly 30.
Don't skip that ad. In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to show you how to start a business on
Advertising
Shopify. Go to
is an integral
shopify.com
part
and
of
sign
our
up for your
lives.
free.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
It
and
surrounds
I'm a
us
PC.
everywhere
use
we
a lot
go.
Of the same kinds of programs.
Yeah, like but this defense just isn't giving it.
From the streets we walk to the screens we watch. But have you ever wondered how ads influence our decisions to buy products?
I mean, I'm going to be really brutal. Personally, I think it's got quite lazy. I just don't think we don't entertain anymore. I think it's been a race to the bottom just to get something out. Clients wanting to make work a bit like their competitors. If you took 20 car ads and took all the end lines off it and the logos off the end and swapped them all around, you'd never tell which is which car. You'd never know which is Ford and which is Mazda. They're all the same. They're 99% the same.
That was my point earlier about so I love cars, and I was saying to you, like, everybody's you've got to buy a Golf, they're great, they just do everything you want to. But I was saying to you, like, that's just brand. But actually, if you knock it down, they do everything a little above average. But if you actually value specific things about a car and you weigh that up against a lot of other things in the market, they don't stand up. They're just like, they're a bit above average in everything, but I have a Ford because it's more fun, and that's what I value. It's the products, and for me, that's what I value, is that specific aspect.
I think advertising used to influence me a lot, but then there's so much false advertising now. Like, you go in Urban Outfitters with the 70% off or 75% off, and not a lot of their stuff is 75% off. So it doesn't really influence me anymore in terms of like sales and stuff like that. But obviously, if like there's a new brand and it's been advertised everywhere, that intrigues me to want to get it.
Advertising obviously comes to sell now. What brands want is to sell as much as they can. After all, fashion is driven by capitalism, so the main purpose of the brands will always be to sell more. Doesn't matter like whatever the quality of the products or if the customer even wants the product. So in the end, it's for the brands to create this illusion that to the consumer that they're gonna need that, and that they want to tell everyone else that they are gonna need it as well. So in the end, it's all about driven by sales.
I've always been told that advertising works. Even if you put a product just on a screen or on a poster and don't say anything else about it, it's brand awareness. People go, okay, you just put a logo that says Ford or B-Row Flour or Nike trainers. Someone's going to go, oh, okay. It does do brand awareness. The other thing I think that's really important that clients keep forgetting is that the minute I get to the shelf and your Hellmann's mayonnaise is £3 a bottle and Heinz is £2 a bottle, I'm going to buy the £2 one. Especially when the economic climate's bad. I think unless you've got brand loyalty, and then you've got to unpick all of that and go right back to start and go, how do you get brand loyalty? You get brand loyalty by entertaining, engaging, talking to your consumers, because there are 15 different types of mayonnaise when you get to that. It's not just that one, it's that one or those ones.
Brand loyalty refers to a consumer's strong attachment or allegiance to a particular brand or product. The degree to which a consumer consistently chooses a particular brand over other available options in the marketplace, even when other options may be more convenient or less expensive.
Advertising is mostly psychology. Yeah.
I believe that with advertising, the marketer uses a lot of psychological principles to actually reach on to the clientele. Yeah, I'm saying this because most of our psychological perceptions, they're influenced by what we see. The marketers, what they do, they really target on the vulnerability of the consumers.
It's all about creating an emotional connection with the consumer. But how do advertisers create these emotional connections? It starts with research, planning, and developing industry benchmark ideas.
Now let's talk about big ideas. Big ideas. Now that's what the advertising business is really all about. If you're lazy, you may sometimes lack into creating a big idea, but my advice is to start by doing your homework. Some flashy agencies scorn homework. They skid about on the surface of irrelevant brilliance. Other agencies are good at research and positioning, defining target audiences and so on, but are incapable of creative brilliance. As I see it, we have to do our homework and create brilliant campaigns.
Some people are really led by brand and status.
Yeah.
It's why people get obscene finance options for cars. They don't need them.
Because they want to drive a Merc, and they don't care what Merc it is.
So it depends what you care about. I can give a shit. Like, if my car drives and doesn't break, that's good.
But my sister's boyfriend's got a Merc, and he's just had the first repair bill on it, and he's going to sell it.
There you go.
But he loved driving a Merc for a year, and suddenly he's got to fix the thing, and it costs him twice as much, and he wishes he'd never done it.
Yeah.
Advertising pushes a brand, and if you identify with that brand, or if it's a brand you aspire to, or you like what it represents, then I think it's more persuasive.
But what are the real-world effects of all this hidden persuasion? Some argue that it contributes to a culture of hyper-consumerism, where we are constantly told that we need more stuff in order to be happy. Others say that it creates an atmosphere of mistrust and manipulation, leading to feelings of anxiety and paranoia. And still others worry that it undermines our ability to make free choices. The hidden persuaders can shape our desires and beliefs, and their impact extends beyond the world of advertising, influencing our political views and even our sense of self.
In psychology, we encourage people to accept themselves as they are, not to define themselves with labels, because once you define yourself with a label, if a label is not there, then you are not a person. So advertising, of course, is important in certain ways, but it should not control the way somebody lives. It should not make somebody be under pressure of going to lose weight, be under pressure of going to change your image to become somebody else simply because you want to be seen with that particular outfit.
It affects everything. I mean, the fact that the biggest kind of conglomerates of fashion don't acknowledge the fact that there is, bigger bodies, bigger sizes, or even smaller sizes in some cases, it affects everything. It affects, bigger sized people that are everywhere, and that is, more common to be like overweight now. So the fact that Zara, for example, doesn't even include those sizes, it has an effect on people and how they react to it, and they have to be looking for more specific stores that probably are more expensive, so it's quite harder for people that are maybe a bit more overweight to like find this type of clothes. So it is a task that the bigger brands have to solve and have to work on.
I believe advertising should not be biased. Yeah, it should not be biased. If we are advertising a label, let it be for everyone, irregardless of status, irregardless of color, irregardless of body size, irregardless of culture. Because in that way, it would embrace the whole society. It would embrace everybody's belief. Because labels are not meant for only certain kind of people, so as I may say. And then I would say my recommendation to the advertising world would be also that, they should look not only in the outside aspect. You see, they should consider that there's what we call psychological defects that can be brought about by the negative advertising of some kind. So when you look at advertising, look at it holistically. Look at the physical aspect, look at the social aspect, and look at the psychological aspect and the emotional aspect. Because once you look at it in a comprehensive manner, it will be able to embrace and it will be able to actually touch into a lot of things. Because once you say I'm advertising something and you are looking at the outside aspect of the thing and you've left the psychological aspect of your advertising brand, there's a high possibility that you can cause more harm or good, especially in the psycho-emotional aspect of a person. And indeed also in the physical aspect, because people get diseases out of getting products that are meant to be good from the branding when they're not really healthy.
Advertising basically is the art of selling things to people who don't need it or can't afford it. We've got to be brutally honest, it's marketing. If you are more sensitive to the way you do that and don't offer things for £2 rather than 20 quid and, disposable fashion, disposable products, disposable tat, I think there is an element of people trying to be more aware about how they buy and how they spend. Purchasing power is really important. If the consumer stops buying something, then the client will stop making it, but they'll become more aware of what the consumer wants.
Ultimately, the power of the hidden persuaders lies in their ability to operate behind the scenes, influencing our behaviour without us even realising it. But by shining a light on their methods and raising awareness about the impact of advertising on our lives, we can take back control over our decisions and live more fulfilling and authentic lives.